program to bring you this important message.
Yo, it's Remember the Show. Slick with the flows, where the sparring can go. Who's gonna be on, man, you never will know. Guess you better tune in, cause we live from Chicago. Belal Muhammad, that's the king of the tweets. Jason Anik looks like John, step his hands to his feet. Every Thursday, we gon' give you a treat. It's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat. And retweet, and retweet, and retweet. And retweet, it's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat.
What's up? Episode 116, Remember the Show, coming at you live from the Anik and Florian Podcast studios. That's right, sitting in John Anik's chair today. I don't mind it. My name is Jason Anik, joined as always by the UFC's #1 welterweight contender, Belal. Remember the name Muhammad. You know, I'm happy it's Thursday. I'm happy to see you. I'm a little fired up today. I'm not going to lie. I'm sure you're a little fired up too. We have topics to get to, and I was going to try not to go here right off the bat, but I just can't help myself. How are you doing? I guess I'll start there.
Good. Always doing good. Blessed. Had a good training session early in the morning. Got back. Got two guests on the game show today, so it's always fun when we have two guests. And yeah, excited for the show today.
Yeah, we're certainly going to talk about Belal Muhammad and where he fits in this welterweight division. We know exactly where he fits. There's only one place he fits. But Cody Merrow, our producer, that open, which is fire. We might need to tweak that because our boy Eric Nixick going to be on here a little more regularly. So shout out Eric Nixick. Can't wait to see his face popping in. I guess he's hitting pads with Puna Soriano right now. Got a fight coming up. But we're going to get right into the topics. We got plenty to talk about before we get to Belal Muhammad, because that's all I want to talk about, as y'all know, anyone who's tuned into this show before. We're going to just recap this weekend real quick. And so the main event, Fiziev Gamrot. And I know I say it a lot. We don't always look back, but this is part of the reason I don't bet MMA. Hate seeing it end like that. Let's just start there. Maybe we'll get to the co-main event with Nixick, but your reaction to a main event when it ends like that, I'm sure as a fighter seeing that, it's like,
Yeah, it sucks, man. It's heartbreaking because, you know, the goal for any fighter is to make it to the fight. Once you make it to the fight, you got through the camp, you got through the weight cut. That's your prize, right? And then for a guy like Fiziev, you know, coming off of a loss, a big fight with Gaethje, and you're like, all right, this is my time. You're not taking an easy fight. You're taking a tough fight with Gamrot. I'm sure he was doing nothing but wrestling. He looked really good in the first round, defending the takedown. So I'm excited to see how it was going to play out. It's freaking just bad luck. I think he tore his ACL, stepped wrong on a kick. But I tell people that's why it's when you got guys like John Jones and Khabib that never lost a fight, it just shows how crazy it is. That's a crazy stat to do because there's so many random ways you could lose a fight. There's so many random things that can happen to you. Tearing your ACL with a kick that you throw in a million of all camp long, and that happens. And it doesn't look – I don't think it was one of those things where it was injured before the fight because he looked good the first round. He was defending a couple of takedowns. Gamrot had his leg up high a couple of times, and he looked smooth there. He had a thing there. And when I saw the kick, the replay of it, it looked like it just went out a little bit when he threw that bad kick. And I was like, God dang it, man, it sucks.
Dude, and those ACLs oftentimes, especially in football or other sports, are often non-contact where they just sort of go when they're going to go. And it's just rough to see. Also rough to see, I have to say. So, and maybe we'll get to the co-main event, like I said, with E, but so Michelle Waterson Gomez, Marina Rodriguez, obviously tremendous striking. So my wife, who doesn't ingest tons of MMA, happened to just be around for that fight, right? So I put my girls to bed, right? I'm watching this fight. My 9-year-old had just gone to bed, right? So we're watching this fight, and my wife is sort of eyes up and down, and then she looks up and catches this profile of Michelle Waterson, and I catch it at the same time with a flat face and just smash. Maybe 2 minutes left or 1:45 in the round, and she's just like, "What is going on?" Right? And I'm like, "Oh, it wasn't quite time." Then, oh, there he is. What's up, E? Welcome to the regular. The brilliant coach, Eric Nixick. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just watching the boys spar right now and jumping on and saying hi to you guys.
So I was quickly talking about Michelle Waterson, and you were getting ready, obviously, to go out there with Danny. But, my wife and I happen to be watching this fight. And so my wife sees the visual. My wife wants this thing stopped. I was a little less She wanted to stop before I did. My 9-year-old, who we had just put to bed, just happens to come down, and she watches plenty of MMA because it's in the family, but she comes down at that moment where I just didn't want her to see Michelle Waterson at that moment. So anyway, so my wife and I think it should be stopped. And then I hear Dom Cruz giving kudos to the ref for keeping it going. So Bully, you can start. I mean, I'm just fascinated. But at the end of the fight, and then I'll let you go. She's down and she's crying and just like throwing the towel. I mean, did she really need to take that beating?
Yeah, honestly, it was basically how they fought the first time. Like Marina came out super hard, even the first fight. She was dominator in certain spots, the clinch, kneeing her. And this fight, there was like, if I'm a coach, if I'm looking at her and I'm her husband in her corner and I'm seeing, her getting beat up like that, I'm not letting her come out the second round because there was really nothing she threw out there that told me like she has an opportunity to come back. There wasn't like she went for a couple of takedowns in there and, she didn't get close to them at all. So like there was I don't think there was a backup plan where I'm looking at her like, oh, maybe she'll catch her here or here or here. It was like, she was on a long losing streak even before that. So I'm looking at it like, why would they even make that matchup? It didn't make sense. The first fight, it was a 5-rounder, and Marina really beat her up for the most part for that. She had to take down in the 5th round, but it's like she still got beat up for 4 rounds that first fight. So I don't even know why that rematch was even necessary.
Yeah, Eric, you probably didn't see much of that. You were in the back with your boy, right?
I saw it. We were back there. We had just kind of were gauging on what that fight was going to go time-wise as far as our warm-up went. And I'm with you guys, man. Like, I hate to sound like, this is like a male-female thing, but I was putting myself in a scenario if that was my wife, right? And that was a situation where the husband's in the corner, the mother of my children. Like, you have to, in my mind, you have to put all those aspects in play because that is actually the scenario that they're in. It's not like me cornering Casey O'Neill or just one of my, or Misha or a friend of mine, if you will. And then the daughter being there, like all these things to me just had such a warning sign of like, hey man, let's just get this stopped. Let's just get her out of here and live to fight another day. The optics looked awful. The poor girl's crying. The mom's cut up. She's literally showing me nothing that she's going to be being able to stay in this fight. And I'm not trying to sound rude or disrespectful. She just felt like she was outclassed in that moment and lived to fight another day.
Yeah. So we got a couple guys coming on for the game show tonight. Grant Dawson, Brandon Royval. So, we'd love you to stick around. They may hop on any minute. But Belal Muhammad, let's talk about you. Dana was right when he said you have a fight coming up. It's a fucking grappling match in Abu Dhabi, October 20th. That's it, as far as I know. What the fuck, man? Sorry for cursing, but I'm fired the fuck up, man. Fired the fudge up. I don't know what to say, man. I'm in John's house. I hope the kids are home, man. This is some horse shit.
Man, I need you to be my manager. You're hype right now. Got me hype right now. But for me, like I said, even when he says that, obviously, we're in talks with the UFC, and he said it even before that. Like, Dana's a man of his word. I promise you the title fight. So it's up to me if I want to wait because Kobe and Leon, they both take forever to fight, right? They take over a year to fight. With Eric here, we've been calling out Sean Strickland. And he said, hey, that's a title fight, but are you going to fully stay at 185 to do that and stick there if you do fight? And these are all just like options for me, my coaches and my team to look at. Like, people are throwing out Kamaru Usman's name. And for me, like, does it really make any sense to fight Usman at 170? Because I'd earn my 185. I mean, I earned my title fight already. I beat Gilbert Burns on 3 weeks notice. And like I said, Dana said, hey, you're getting the next title fight, but it's up to you if you want to wait for it that long. Kobe and Leon, they take forever to fight. Who knows what'll happen in this fight? So it's just about what my team, my coaches, because it is my dream to be a champion, but this whole mission is for my whole team. We've all been here. We've all been on this mission together. So it's like a team decision to decide and think of, all right, what are we going to do next?
So Eric, as you look back, if I will, and Belal, we could talk about you all day long. I know you'll put out there what you want to put out there, but Eric, as you look back a few days ago with Dan Ige, man, I love everything about Dan Ige. I love the way he conducts himself. I love the way he fights. Certainly, Bryce Mitchell can be tough on the ground, man. No fun down there with that farmer. But a good showing, I thought, for Dan. Tough fight, yeah?
Yeah, tough fight. Just a little bit more urgency on our end and creating more scramble positions and, credit to Bryce. He was a good step ahead of Dan on some of those scrambles and was able to nullify or get like anchored down on him. He's just a real sticky grappler. And looking back at it now, like we watched the fight yesterday, me and Dan, or we came in and discussed the fight. He doesn't really remember much of round 3, and he actually didn't know he got clipped in round 2. And he said that he's like, man, I got clipped. And he's like, I didn't remember at all, like round 3, so he was kind of on autopilot until after the fight. And he was like, dude, I rewatched the fight and they were like trying to pray in the middle. And he's like, I don't remember any of this.
No way.
Yeah. He said, I don't remember any of that. So, and that was kind of to my degree of when we're in the 3rd round, I was getting, I want to say frustrated with Dan, but I wanted him to be more urgent in some of those scramble positions, even when there was a spot there where it was kind of like a 50-50 where, Bryce could take his back or Dan can kind of pummel the right hand to the inside and get top position. It was almost a stalemate, but I didn't feel like Dan was firing on all cylinders in that moment. It's like he was kind of like on autopilot. Now looking back at it when having the conversation with him, and that's why it's important, I think, to debrief after the fight, whether you win or lose. Debrief with your fighter, talk to them, go over everything, and then you kind of get some clarity on what happened in those positions. And that's what happened with us. So he's like, man, I don't even remember this whole sequence here, and all that stuff. So, but credit to Bryce Mitchell, man. His game plan was, he came in there and every time Dan touched him up, the kid got on the grappling, and that's what outtook the scorecard.
So as we move forward, talk about some other fights. So, Bully, I'm going to give you 3 fights that were announced. You can pick whichever one you're more fired up about you want to talk about. But just the UFC just doesn't stop. So Rob Font going to welcome Davison Figueiredo to the Bantamweight division. That's fire, December 2nd. And then 296 in December, your division, Ian Gary, Vicente Luque. That matchup just fascinates me. Friends, teammates. And then Paddy Pimblett, Tony Ferguson. I will say on that one, Brendan Schaub thinks not necessarily a bad matchup, maybe a winnable fight for Tony. So you can pick any of those 3. 3 great fights, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they're all great. For me, I'm going to look at, obviously, the 170-pounders. I think that's a good matchup. I mean, they're teammates, or they were teammates. I don't know. Ian Gary gets around. But stylistically, it's interesting because, Luque's already lost to somebody like Ian, kind of like Wonder Boy, like a longer striker. And I'm thinking for Luque, does he think his wrestling is good enough? If they felt each other in the room, his grappling felt that way in the room. Nobody really came in and ever tried to wrestle Gary yet. Magny fought him, but Magny really didn't have no game plan at all. He just got beat up for the most part. But Luque, we know Luque's tough, and Luque's always going to come to fight. But his last fight came with a strategy, and he was taking a guy down like RDA who had good grappling. So I wonder if he's going to come with a grappling mindset to take down Ian Gary in this one.
I hope we get to see Wonder Boy Ian Gary at some point down the road. But that one, I can't wait for that one. All right, these guys are going to be on here soon. One of them we got already. This dude never lost in the UFC. We got both boys. Dude, both guys, huge fights coming up. Grant Dawson, Brandon Royval. Welcome, gentlemen. You got Coach Nick Tick, Bully B. Great to have you boys. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hey,
What's up, Greg?
You good? You can see?
Yep, I'm good, man. I'm good. I just was letting him go. He's got the title fight coming up. He's got the right of way.
What, Mr. Main Event? What are you up to, bro?
Hey, man, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you again.
You too.
So you guys know each other.
You guys know each other?
Yeah, for sure.
You guys ever train with each other?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
We've been in the same room, though, on a bunch of cards, and I've seen him train a long time. I've seen him fight before he was in the UFC. Our coach, my old coach and his coach were really close. So, yeah, we practically know each other. Like, we're good.
Yeah. No beef.
None. I don't want beef with that dude. No way.
Same.
So Grant, you're getting close, man. You're looking lean. How you feeling, man?
Honestly, I feel really good. Today was my last going live session, and I felt fantastic. This is one of those camps where I'm just like waiting for something to go wrong. This is too clean, too good of a camp. The weight is too low. Like something has to happen in the next. But live is over, so it looks like we made it in the clear. So I'm super excited to get my first main event out of the way.
Training for your first 5 round, are you like switching up your routine, or are you always like a guy when I spar? Usually for a normal fight, are you only sparring 3 rounds, that's it? Or you're like, I usually spar 10 rounds anyway? Because there's guys that do it differently.
I'm a big believer in fight camp. I spar exactly what I'm going to fight. So if it's a 3-round fight, I want to spar 3 rounds because I don't want to save energy in the first round to prepare for those last 2 rounds when I'm not actually going to do that in a fight. So the only thing that's changed for me in this one is adding those extra 2 rounds. And then we're going, 2 training partners instead of 1 training partner just to, keep the gas tank going.
Brandon. I was just going to say,
title fight on the line. Obviously, you're looking at a division where these guys are doing rematch after rematch after rematch. Were you like nervous after how close the fight was? Like, dang, I'm not gonna get this title fight.
Yeah. I feel like me and you are on the same point of like, I was like, I hope this works out. I feel like I should have earned it already, but I wasn't really sure, So I was just kind of hoping and praying, and then like the last like maybe 2 months, I kind of knew it was mine. I was just waiting on a date.
And so for you, this opportunity to face a guy, I mean, a championship opportunity and to avenge a loss. I mean, what an opportunity for you. I'm sure you think you're a much different fighter than you were a couple years ago.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like that's like kind of poetic to my life. It's just, I feel like I always just mess up the first try. I feel like, that's what makes me a fighter is kind of just overcoming all these little mistakes that I've made throughout life. So I feel like poetically and just suitingly and just, it's ideal and just suiting towards my life too,
You're a guy that's like straight chaos in the cage. Like, do your coaches like try to like calm you down, or just tell you, be like, bro, stop doing that, or they just let you flow? They love when you do what you do because your style is your style. Like, there's some coaches out here that are like, yo, you're kicking the wrong way, kick specifically like this, or your coaches like want to mesh their style, their plan to whatever you do.
Yeah, I feel like in order to be a champion, I have to clean up my style a lot more. So I think you're to see a little bit of different looks out of me. And you could see a little bit in my last fight. It only lasts like a minute and a half, so there wasn't much you could see. But it was like the first time I'm like, in the UFC, it was the first time I just went in and just didn't get punched at all, didn't even get touched. And it was like, I was like one of those like, I know what I could do. I know what I'm capable of. I kind of like going in there and creating chaos. But that being said, is I can go in there and pick someone apart too,
Who would you think won that title fight between Pantoja and Moreno, the last one?
I thought Pantoja won 4-1. I gave Pantoja 4 rounds. And
4 rounds? Dang.
Yeah, I gave him 4 rounds.
Same.
You did 4 too?
Yep.
Eric?
Yeah, I had Pantoja. I don't remember the amount of rounds, but I had Pantoja winning for sure.
Oh, man, I thought it was closer. Maybe I like Brandon Moreno more than you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, your heart gets in the way a little bit, bully. It's okay.
But,
to be fair, he's my teammate, so maybe mine's getting in the way too. So, but I had it 4-1. Agreed with Royval.
Yeah, Grant, you're out here killing everybody right now. Now you're gonna go against the OG and Bobby Green. Are you like training with specific training partners? Because he has a weird style, right? Weird boxing style. He has wrestling, but like I don't. You heard Islam Makhachev, brother. He doesn't have real wrestling. Like, are you? Or do you have like guys that are mimicking him right now?
Yeah, I mean, to the best of our ability, everybody's pretty similar when I get the takedown. So, the game plan's obviously staying the same. It's really hard to prepare for a guy like Bobby, finding somebody that's comfortable with his hands down, chin out and likes to counter a lot. It's hard to find somebody that can mimic that. We have a couple of guys that I've been training with that can get as close to him as possible. But the main thing for me when I'm going into a fight like this, I think having somebody that can scramble really, really well on the ground is more realistic for me than having somebody that's a really good boxer, because he might have good striking. He might have good boxing. I think we have the blueprint to get him to the ground. And once we get him there, keeping him there is going to be the number one thing. So just being with partners that can scramble really well like he can, which is much easier to find than partners that keep their hands down and can counter well.
I like it. So we're going to throw these boys in the fire soon. Eric, you got anything before we get to the game show with these boys?
No, man. I love both of these guys. And, I know Grant for a long, long time. So I've won a couple bucks off of Grant over the years, man. He's a fan of his ideologies and the way that he approaches the game. And, I've been following him since he was very, very young, Contender Series time. And then Royval, man, just we were talking about you last week, man. I don't think you're reckless, man. I think I call it calculated chaos. Like you feel like you know what you're doing in there, but you're doing things in ways where it's like you're setting people up for your traps. I think you have a very cohesive relationship with your coach. I like seeing that too. But he allows you to maintain your creative control, man. So you're a joy to watch as well, man. I'm excited for both of your guys' fights coming up here.
Yeah, thank you. And congratulations on the belt, man. That was awesome. That was awesome.
That
to see.
weirdo. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
He's
Bully
got to be
was, Bully
so
was
hard
happy.
to coach. He's got to be like just the worst person to coach I can imagine.
He's actually not bad, Grant. Like he's actually, the thing with coaching him is you have to keep it minimal, right? You can't load him with too much bandwidth because if you do, he just, the internet gets run down. So give him your key pointers here or there, but just try to keep him on track the best you can. And other than that, man, he's a great guy to have in the room, great teammate. He's a crazy fucker, but we love him.
Well, all right, boys, we're here for a game show. So, Cody, let's get the game show going.
All right, boys. Rules of the game, really simple. If you know the answer, shout bully. That's really all you got to remember. Bully is your buzzer. Shout bully when you know the answer. Either guy can shout bully. Wrong answer, points go to your opponent. Correct answer, obviously, points to you. Most points wins.
Oh, shit.
Please shout bully. Going to be fun.
All right, guys. Categories for today. Grant, you've been here before, so you know what it is. First category, face mash. So these are two fighter faces mashed together. You got to tell me what two fighters these are. Nickname game. Everybody got a nickname. Got to tell me this fighter's nickname. Name scramble. These are all fighters on the card next week. So their names are scrambled up. You got to let me know who they are. And then who is he or she? These are guy fighters with a girl filter. You got to tell me who the guy is. Royval, you're fighting for the belt, so I'll let you pick the first category.
Let's go. Fuck. Damn. Let's go nickname for 300. Alexander Pantoja. Or bully. Alexander Pantoja.
Boom. Okay. Go off to a fast start.
Right off the bat. That's
first
my
name
teammate,
right.
too.
Yeah, that's my, that's the next opponent.
Yeah, smart man.
All right, it's Keeps here. Royval, you're got next.
All right, let's go nickname for 400.
Nickname 400.
Bully. El
Grant.
Matador.
Dude.
Damn. That was good.
Oh, these guys locked in.
These guys are in right now. Let's go. All right, Grant, you pick again.
I pick now.
Yeah.
Let's do fuck it. Let's do nickname 100.
Nickname 100.
Bully.
Royval.
Bully. Al Nino.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, she hit it to see if it was good.
That's a good one. That was a good one.
All right, you guys are locked in. You guys are up.
Let's run it. Let's run it. Nickname 200. Oh, a bully. Mantle the Star Boy Cape.
Dang. Boy, I think that's a good one.
He's killing me. He's killing me.
These are the opponents. I have to know their names.
Yeah, that's
This is only
true.
one category though, so you're up, Royval.
Fuck. Let's go
The
face mash for
is
100.
hard. Face mash is
Oh
hard.
yeah, I
Pick
can
that
already
one.
tell it's gonna be hard. Let's go face mash for 100.
Two fighter faces.
Bully.
Oh,
Grant.
fuck.
Sadiq Youssef and Edson Barbosa.
Is that
Got
right?
it. Wow.
Oh wow, that was. Dang,
Yeah, that
I'm
was
not
a
even-
fast one. You got to pass.
I'm not even gonna attempt the face mash. That was crazy.
You're up.
Let's keep it going. Let's do face mash 200. Bully.
Oh,
Drew Dober and Bobby Green.
How the fuck you get that one so fast?
Right. He's
Drew
like,
Dober
this
is
guy
a really good
hard.
friend of mine, and I'm fighting Bobby Green.
Bobby Green.
Hey, that's all right.
That's quick.
This is all right. Let's keep it going. Let's go 300. Face mash.
He's walking through right now, Royval.
I can't even
Bully.
think of any of these.
Grant.
Hakeem Dawodu and
These are boxers. I'll give you that one.
I have no idea.
Oh,
No
damn.
idea.
Royval fighting this weekend.
If I knew it was boxers, I could have switched that up. Are boxers gonna be like consistent through this?
No, that
Yeah,
was just that
that's
one.
good.
That was just that one 'cause they
Fair
were fighting.
question.
I got to give Canelo a shout out.
Yeah, good call.
You're up, Royval.
Fuck, let's go. Wait, what is the he or she? Oh, okay, let's go. Who is he or she? For 100.
This is a guy fighter with a girl filter.
Bully.
Billy. Damn
Bully.
it.
Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Natalie. Let's do it 200.
200.
Yeah. Bully. I said it.
Wait,
yeah,
you said it.
I
Brandon
said it.
got
Let's
in
go,
there. I
Bully.
think Brandon
Brandon.
snuck in there.
It's Cosma.
All right, you're up, Brandon. This is a game right here.
Who is he or she for 300?
Bully.
Grant.
Oh, what the fuck?
Is that
I kept this one in there. I had to.
Oh.
Bobby Green?
Huh?
Bobby Green? I don't.
You got it.
Oh!
What?
Wow.
Damn,
go.
that was a good one.
Oh, that was a total guess. Let's go name scramble 100. Let's see what this
All
is
right,
about.
let's see this one.
No clue.
Oh shit.
Come on, guys.
No idea.
Bantamweight.
Yeah, and,
Damn.
Oh crap!
but I think it's wrong.
Dude,
So,
I'm
hey,
dyslexic.
gentlemen,
It's hard-
replace
real
that.
words are
Replace
hard
that
for me.
B. You could replace
the
that
first
B
B
with,
an N.
with an.
No.
Replace the B with an N. That is a.
Just download the last name.
Yeah, worry about the last name. Focus on the last name. How about you flip
Oh,
that?
Adrian. Oh, bully. Adrian Yanez.
There we go.
last-
I don't know that.
Yeah,
What the hell?
I still would not have got that. No way.
Yeah, I was really confused with that
Adrian.
one.
Giannis.
You're up, ball.
Damn. Let's go. Fuck. Let's go. Who is he or she for 400?
This is a game right here.
Bully.
Ooh.
Chael Sonnen.
I got it.
No, I think that one was. We got to go. That was literally a tie. Last close one went to Royval. I think Grant might have got in there.
Dale Sonnen.
Ooh, that was a tough one.
This is tight right here.
Let's go face smash for 400.
Face match 400.
Bully.
Oh.
Ronda Rousey and is it two females? Ronda Rousey and let's go.
How do you see another face in there?
I don't even see anybody else in there besides
I
Ronda.
see the hair.
3, 2, 1.
I got
Come
it.
on, Grant.
Got it.
Points
Juliana
to Rod
Pena.
Dog.
Pena.
Oh, that was big. That's
All right.
400.
400.
Royval.
Oh, I get money. Oh, I get points when he get. Oh,
Yeah.
Ball
Robert.
game.
This is a ball game. You're up, Royval.
Name scramble 200.
I'm gonna
This is where
definitely
we're
lose
coming
this
on
one.
Oh god damn.
Fights next weekend. 45er.
Get it.
I got it.
Yeah, first name wasn't necessarily scrambled. per
Yeah,
se.
yeah. The first one's easy.
Damage.
Oh,
Bully.
fuck.
Grant.
Like,
What the
Is it
fuck?
Darren Elkins?
Ah, damn it.
There we go.
Good shit.
I like that. Who was that? Nixick with little damage.
Good damage.
Let's do 300.
This is big. You need these points right here. Ooh.
Oh, Bully.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have said too soon. I was thinking Ariana. Fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
Dude.
Hey, who were you thinking though?
I was. Who's Ariana?
Where's your double duty?
I don't know. I got nothing.
Points. Going to the right ball.
Oh, they can answer Michelle Pera? Yeah.
Era.
Whew, this is another game that's coming out to the
Oh,
last.
thank God.
All right.
Let's go.
Whoever wins this.
Last question, guys.
Bully.
Brennan.
Damn, I might have said this too soon, but Benil Dariush.
And he does it.
He got it.
Oh,
Clutched
wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Wow.
That was lucky.
Royval, I know you're fighting for the belt, but you are the RTS champion. Bigger belt than the UFC belt. How does it feel?
I just want to thank my cornerman. I actually want to thank Grant Dawson because I probably wouldn't have answered half those questions. So shout out to Grant.
I did the work for you, motherfucker.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Hey, sometimes you just got to be there, right place, right time.
Yeah, I just got raw dogged.
We're gonna have you both on tournament of champions. Even though Grant, I think you're 0-2 right now.
0-2.
Oh, come on, Grant.
That's all
I
right.
did much better than I did against Max, though. Max
You're
killed me.
better.
Hey, that's all right, man. You just keep up being undefeated in the octagon. This don't mean
Yeah.
good there. But both
No,
you guys.
this is what it's about. This is what I got what to do, is to be good at this game show.
Everything's a fight.
But hey, appreciate both of you guys coming on, man. Thank you guys. I'll hit you guys up. Good luck in your fights coming up too.
I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for having us on. Good luck, Grant. Kill it.
Love, fellas.
See you guys. Thank you.
boys. All right, gentlemen. Yeah, keep Eric Nixick right there in the middle where I like him. All right, so I want to ask you guys quickly before we get to the fourth topic. So Rob Font, Davison, Figueiredo. Like, to me, when I see Font, I mean, like, I got to be licking my chops. He's faced a lot of killers. I don't mind the little guy coming up. No disrespect to Davison. It's a bully. I mean, how do you see that matchup?
Yeah, man, I think the size is going to be a huge advantage for him, and his boxing is really good. It just, for Davison cut a lot of weight to come down, but he bullied a lot of guys because of his size at 25. So I'm trying to see what kind of game plan he's going to bring to 135. He's going against a tough guy. Font's been in there with the best guys at 135. So his boxing is smooth. His hands are good. He looked great his last fight. So I want to see how he plays this one out.
Yeah, and Eric Figueiredo, obviously, no one really loves seeing him cut that weight over and over again. There have been certainly times where he's mastered it better than others, but how do you see him at 135?
Yeah, I think it's a healthier weight for him, especially as he starts to get a little bit older in age. But, I'm with you guys. I think this is a huge step up in competition for him than a guy like Rob Font, who has a lot to prove after his last outing against Corey Sandhagen, So if I'm the Figueiredo camp, immediately I'm going to go out and try to test that wrestling and see if Rob has worked on those things that maybe reared its head against the Corey Sandhagen fight. And knowing Tyson and those boys up there, I know that that's what they're going to be working on. As far as Font goes, I think this is a good fight for him, kind of that comeback to, getting on that win column and going out and utilizing his boxing and his superior footwork, getting back to that real clean, crisp jab that he has. And I think he could put Davison away pretty early if he's on his game.
Dang, I forgot about that. That he got out wrestled by Corey Sandhagen. Yeah. That's interesting. I was just thinking of it. I thought his last fight was against Giannis, and I was like, oh man, he knocked him out. But yeah, man, no. Corey made him look like he didn't have no wrestling at all.
Yeah. So, I think something you want to test right away. You want to see, hey, but again, Davison hasn't been the guy who's been really relying on his cardio. And that might be because of the huge weight cuts that he had at flyweight. Maybe now he might have a little bit more weight on him, maybe more gas in the tank, but I wouldn't see Davidson being the guy to come out and try to wrestle. I know if I was his camp, that's what I would try to do and test Rob in that area right away. But, I think Rob and those guys are going to shore that up real easy and keep it on the feet.
So as we move to the next topic, it's funny sometimes you talk about UFC 295 and I think about the two of you in October. I mean, Eric, UFC 295, you give a shit, right? Out there, you got some shit going on in October. But we're going to go there. We're going to go there nonetheless. We'll have time to talk to you about you and Ngannou and what's coming there. But UFC 295. So we had Brendan Schaub on our NFL podcast, Anik Squared, yesterday. And he said I think he ran into John Jones and just said he is lean and just ready and mean. My brother's hurt. Stipe is in incredible shape too. I'm going to be surprised if they don't retire together. A lot of people talked about the shape Jones was in his last appearance. So Bully, we'll start with you. It's Remember the Show. I got so excited when Brendan Schaub was talking to me about how lean John Jones was. I really hope we get to see that. Do you think both guys retire that night?
I mean, I think it just comes down to like how he wins. I think John, it's going to be an easy fight for John Jones. Stipe really hasn't looked great. His last couple fights, she's sat out for how long? John Jones, just way more athletic than him. John Jones, even at bigger size, he's a lot faster than a lot of these heavyweights. His wrestling is a lot different than all these guys. None of these guys can deal with his speed. His length is already heavyweight length. And this like cements him as GOAT status in any division, right? Because you can talk about GOATs and people can say whatever they want about John Jones' past and things like that, but it's like He goes up there, dominates Stipe, who many think is the best heavyweight to do it. And he finishes him, and he makes it look easy like he did against Gane. It's like, what else does he need to do? And, like, there's not that bigger fight unless – I know Francis was talking on the Joe Rogan show about, like, he could come back for the John Jones fight. And if they do something like that, I don't know if it's out there. But, I mean, obviously that would be a humongous fight. If he goes out there, fights Fury, then comes back and fights John Jones, who just dominates Stipe, it's like, I don't think there's a bigger fight in the world.
So, Eric, for you, obviously, looking at this fight, certainly when Ngannou comes back from beating Fury, he's going to be competing in mixed martial arts, maybe, but probably in the professional fighters league. So, but when you handicap this matchup, you certainly have a good feel for both guys. You think Stipe has a shot to further cement his status to many as the heavyweight GOAT?
Absolutely, I do. And, I look at it like this, I feel like both of these men have been out for over 3 years. Right. John fought for 30 seconds in his last fight. Didn't look entirely great in the stand-up department. I think there was a little bit of a panic wrestle there. The blueprint was laid out. Hey, man, if Gane does not sure up this wrestling, it's easy. Take this dude down, and the submission path was there for him. John's submission game is far superior over Francis's, and he found the back quick or got in that front choke. But with that being said, I know Stipe's been out ever since the Francis loss. In my opinion, John's kind of been out that same amount of time. So we haven't really seen a whole lot out of John when it comes to the striking department. And what I saw in the two DC fights, the one where DC beat Stipe and then Stipe ran off the two in a row. His angles, he started creating new kind of nuances to striking, especially in that last DC fight. And those are the things that I was able to kind of take over in our blueprint for our fight with Francis, was that third fight with DC. And Stipe was doing a lot of really, really good things there. Some switch stance stuff, some lateral movement, some kind of drive-by strike and goes, some shake steps off the cage where he was going in a couple different stances. I think that stuff will be important to make sure that your lead leg isn't always a sitting target. If John is going to go for a snatch single, or he's going to try to get to a fit in or a connection, it's very hard to gauge where that lead leg is at if you're always moving and always switching your stances. So I'm going to be interested to see how this shakes out. I don't see it being a big wrestling match. I see this getting nullified and these guys doing it from the feet. That's where I'm most interested about this fight, is because John didn't look that comfortable in the small amount of time that we saw him on the feet versus Gane.
So are you guys going to cross paths or what, Bully? I mean, when are you guys heading out there? Belal, you fight October 20th, right?
Yeah, in Abu Dhabi.
Right. Oh yeah. So, and then you're going to be in Saudi, right, Eric?
Yeah, I leave for Saudi on October 10th.
So Bully,
yeah, the boys all leave. Huh?
What's the date of the fight?
28th.
Oh, how far is Saudi from Abu Dhabi?
Exactly. This is where I'm going.
Bus ride or
probably a little train or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
Take a little boat.
That's what I'm saying. You watch Islam win, Bully, and then you go find your way. Support your boy Nixick.
Yeah,
Saudi Arabia.
We may get way down there.
Exactly,
down, buddy.
That's what I was trying to manifest. Anyway, so for those of you watching, hit us up in the comments. We need a name for this segment, right? I'm not the most creative guy. We need a name for Nixick's segment, right? We gotta come up with something original. So shout us out, Eric. Appreciate you being with us. Always add tremendous value to the program. Thank you, Brandon Royval, Grant Dawson, Belal Muhammad. Before we get out of here, you got anything you didn't say that you want to get out here today?
Nothing really, man. I just really hope that I'm not fighting with Eric Nixick in the opposite corner. Like, that would be like heartbreaking for me. I was like, come on, Eric. Whoa, what are we on right now, dude?
Hey, but if the belts, yeah.
Has his mentality changed since winning the belt?
What's he looking at? Oh, he's pointing out
a new photo.
Oh,
come on, man! Don't be on my wall now, Belal.
I love it. For those of you who didn't see next week, Belal asked him, if I face Strickland for the middleweight title, will you corner against me? And you could be sure Eric's like, damn fucking right. You know? Anyway, we appreciate you all being with us tonight. Join us every Thursday. We're going to try 3:30 Eastern if you want to hit us up live for these two gentlemen, my name is Jason Anik. We'll see you next Thursday. Appreciate you.